And where you normally hear the music, ladies and gentlemen, Friday Night Live now brings you Excess Hollywood. Woo! With your hosts, Chris Penwell and Billy Villegas.
Welcome to Excess Hollywood, where you get the latest on what's hot, hip, and happening. I'm Billy Villegas.
And I'm Chris Penwell. We'll tell you about what you haven't heard about your favorite stars.
Tonight's top story comes to us from the entertainment side of politics. High-priced call girl Kristen, at the center of New York's ousted Governor Spitzer's scandal, is revealed to be actually Ashley Alexandra Dupree, an aspiring singer. Now you know why I delayed it. It appears that Governor Spitzer was actually putting his penis in her mouth repeatedly to stop her from singing.
And 69-year-old Dawn Wells, who played Marianne on the TV show Gilligan's Island, was arrested for erratic driving and having marijuana in her car. What police found most disturbing, though, was not that she was swerving across highway lines, but that she was driving a car made entirely out of bamboo and coconuts. In other news, Heather Locklear had a false suicide scare this week. Here with a full explanation of why she prank called 911 to say Heather Locklear was suicidal is Penny Smith. Penny?
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Penny, why did you call 911 to say Heather Locklear was a suicide threat?
I was bored.
You were bored.
I was bored. And I was going to go to McDonald's, but I wasn't hungry. And then I was going to take a walk, but I was cold. So I was like, I'll just call 911 and say Heather Locklear is going to kill herself.
Do you know Heather Locklear?
No.
Okay.
But I've seen that movie Heathers like tons of times.
She wasn't in that.
I know.
Did you have any reason to think that Miss Locklear was suicidal?
No. Well, see, this is L'Oreal commercials, and those are stupid.
Yeah, but Penny, doing a bad commercial is hardly reason for suicide.
But she also went out with David Spade. Gross.
Penny, what have you got to say for yourself? I mean, are you going to explain this whole situation that you've caused?
Hello, 911? Lindsay Lohan's gonna kill herself.
Wait, what are you doing?
I don't know, I was bored.
Okay, thank you, Penny. Moving on.
In music news, Britney Spears' new video, Break the Ice, debuted this week, in which she portrays a futuristic action heroine. Meanwhile, in real life, she's busy transforming herself into Elvis.
Well, from one diva to another, Madonna was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this week. Highlight of the show is Iggy Pop's rendition of Madonna's Ray of Light. For those of you confused right now, one of them is actually a haggard-looking, aging singer, and that's Iggy Pop on the right.
Oh, and Billy, apparently a juicy backstory wasn't enough to save American Idol contestant and ex-stripper David Hernandez from getting ousted on Wednesday.
No, and here to give us an inside look at David's stripping past is Excess Hollywood's very own investigative reporter, Kevin King!
Hello, Chris. Hello, Billy. It was a day of mixed emotions here at Dick's Cabaret in Arizona. Patrons and co-workers who knew David, or by his stage name, El Nino, were sad to see him leave with the show, but was proud of his accomplishments.
Kevin, why are you dressed like that?
What? Oh, yes. Well, I've been training here at Dick's Cabaret for 3 weeks, going deep undercover as a male exotic dancer. I wanted to put myself into David's shoes and really get a feel for Dick's. Completely immerse myself in Dick's.
Well, what did you learn, Kevin?
I learned that these guys are in great shape. I mean, they work out all the time. There appears to be a direct link between the income a dancer makes and his physique. I'll tell you guys, the first thing I'm going to do when I go home is buy a Bowflex.
Hold on, Kevin, you're stripping.
No, it's called exotic dancing, Chris. I've learned it's more than just stripping. I've also learned that the hands-off policy doesn't apply to male dancers. In fact, suppressing the feelings of being violated is the first hurdle in an exotic dancer's career. It was rough. I used to think that crying yourself to sleep was just an expression.
Well, Kevin, did you learn anything about David's past?
No, not really. The music here is blaring all the time and my schedule's pretty hectic. I'm hopping from the main stage to working the customers to the floor, to trying to completely disconnect myself from many, many unspeakable events in the champagne room. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
Thanks, Kevin. Please come home soon. It was announced this week that the movie adaptation of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the 7th and final book in J.K. Rowling's series, will be split into 2 movies. Rowling and Warner Brothers all agreed that 2 movies were necessary to tell the truth or tell the story, and because Rowling and Warner Brothers just didn't have enough money.
And finally tonight, it was announced in a report released earlier on Thursday this week that FCC's investigations into code violations resulted in only 9% having fines, whereas 83% of the code violations had no fine at all. Shock jock Howard Stern replied to this by saying it was fucking bullshit, for which he was fined $1 million for each word, even though he's on satellite. That's it for us. Thanks a lot. From Hollywood, I'm Billy Villegas.